Hello, and welcome to Let's Play The Guardian Legend. This is a game that I played many years ago, and have been playing for a while since. Made in 1988, as it says on the screen right there. The Guardian Legend is a odd game, with the way its gameplay choices, but we'll get more into that later. First, the story. It's not a complex one. Pretty much, some jerk in space is sending this huge space station at Earth in order to destroy Earth. Well, yeah, Earth. And it's our job to stop that. Simple. Stories weren't complex back then. However, let's get started. So, Guardian Legend, as you can see right here, is sort of a shmup. One thing that you'll notice immediately is that we have a life bar, as opposed to just one-hit death. We can take quite a number of hits, and the game knows that, and it throws a lot at you. Might not be readily apparent as soon as you start up the game, but you're starting to see it right here, I would hope. There are no hit runs of the Guardian Legend. Well, I'm sure there are somewhere out there, but you know, you have to be crazy. You have to be some sort of amazing shmup master. That's a chip pickup. For now, all that really does is restore our health and give us some chips, which at the current time don't have much of a use. However, the health is welcome. Since I demoed off getting hit a ton, as I'm, now, nope, still demoing. However, the sound tells us that we are quickly approaching our first boss, which is the outer defenses of the space station. And this is what I'm talking about, the Guardian Legend does not fuck around. As soon as it, there you go, you get an establishing story, you get use of the controls. Okay, the use? Good, because we're just going to throw everything at you. And that was unlucky. I got a glitch right there. An item box spawned, but due to the changing sprite... Oh no, it's still there! Maybe I can... Yeah! It actually still exists. I'm not sure what I got. I think it was just a health pickup. Yeah, this is where it gets a little crazy. It's a health pickup, just a heart. Refills a good amount of health. I'm actually, yep, that's what I wanted. Need that for future stuff. And with that, the fight's done. And you'd think that's all the game is about, but it quickly pulls one over on you. Surprise, you're actually an anime lady. And here we have the story that sort of gives us an establishing, goal. So somebody was attacked on this, and they tried to activate the self-destruct to keep it from crashing into any sort of planet. However, they failed, and their safety devices on said self-destruct. Naju. I don't know. And it's our job to remove these safety devices. I'm sorry if I'm going through this a bit too fast for people. But it's not complex. You can pause the video if you want to read it. And he's failed. That's just the long and short of it. He failed. And it's our job to fix this. And we're a lady. So, this is the other half of the Guardian Legend, and why I really like this game. So it goes from a shooter into a sort of top-down... reminds me of Blaster Master, if I had to pick something. And you know what? I just realized I went the wrong way. There's something I actually want to pick up over here, and a few more gameplay stuff I want to go over. So these are item crates. We saw those in the shooting level. they generally just have stuff in them that had I didn't get to show it off, a shot speed power-up. So now we shoot faster. That was the main reason I wanted to come this way. This here is the save station. If we don't have a sub-weapon equipped, and we hit A, we get our password. Oh, God. No. Stop. How do I... That was an accident, and I hope this fixes it. Okay. Go up. And I think the nice thing is if you go in here, yeah, it saves the password, which, look at that fucking bullshit. God, no. So if you ever fire up the game... Well, no, if you don't fire up the game, but if you were to go back to the main screen by maybe game overing or something like that, you just have the password there. So this introduces us to shops. And in said shops, there is the Blue Lander, who will sell us various things for chips. That is our first use for chips. We can't afford those things, but we can afford this, which gives us our first sub-weapon. Sorry. Tripping over my own words a little bit today. We head back over this way. We'll start the intro level proper. The things of note are, enemies spawn in, and when you kill them you get points. Which doesn't seem like much. It's just like, okay, why even fight any enemies? Well, there's a reason for that. But first, I think... Yep! We have our first boss. Well, second boss, technically. This is a sub-boss. They show up randomly dispersed throughout the top-down sections. And they're... Early on, they're not too hard. But they give us power-ups. So, I'm going to quickly show off sub-weapons now. So here we are in a room. These guys, they lazily chase you. They're kind of hard to kill. However, we have this, our sub-weapon. The first one is just this sort of like wave beam sort of thing. And this is a key. We can't go that way yet. That goes to a sector. You might have seen this when I went in here to switch sub-weapons, but there's a map right here. And the flashing dot, the really fast flashing one, is us, and the slow flashing one is our destination. The next seal that we have to take out. So this is what we picked up from that guy. It's a shield, and it's really strong. As you can see, it just sort of like takes everything out. However, you notice our chips are constantly going down, so we actually don't want to use that too much. Switch back to the wave blaster. I don't know what they call this. I'll come up with dumb names for everything. Ah, you got it. They just keep coming. Another sub-weapon, the sword. Sword is actually pretty good. You think it wouldn't be good in this game about shooters? Whoops. But the nice thing is, different sub-weapons have different usability. Like, so this is the sword. It's not that great in the shooter segments, but in the top-down segments, it's actually pretty decent. Another way we can't go. That's fine. And I believe up here, this just goes back to the plot dump room. Yeah. We don't need to be here for now. I kind of sometimes run around with reckless abandon, because I don't give a fuck. But that's perfect timing. So points actually do have a use. It's also experience. In every sort of increment, you get a life increase, which is fairly useful. And this actually introduces us to another gameplay mechanic. the seals, the things that we need to go into and beat, which are shooter segments, are locked. At least the 10 main ones are. Some are easy to break open, some take some doing. It's a little interesting puzzle aspect. I believe this one is just another... Yep, that's just another key door. Can't do anything there. I kind of like moving up the screen diagonally, so you do like the diagonal walk up. To the right brings us back to shops, and this just goes to another area that we can't get to. Sort of a reoccurring theme in this overworld, isn't it? But I do love this game, and especially I love the music. Just give it a listen if you haven't already. It's pretty good. And they're all pretty amazing like that. Ah, we have another sub-boss. The nice thing, too, is if you run into one of these areas... And, no. I'll save that and show it off next time. The sword is... This is the snake. Let me start with that. The snake just kind of pops up, goes back down, releases an enemy. Not too threatening. Even better if you have the sword, because you can just do this. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking to do. Yep, see. Easy. Ah, the blue lander. It's just a health up. So, what I was going to explain was, when I walked in here and the alarm was going off, you can actually scroll right back off stage, or run across really fast, and avoid the sub-bosses if you don't think you can take them. However, once the gate is up, you're stuck. These guys, I'm pretty sure you can kill them, but for now, you know, the sword is our strongest weapon and it's doing nothing. The nice thing about the way that the enemies spawn in and everything is if you're just trying to get somewhere, you can just ignore them. Just keep moving. That is also... I think that's actually the final area up there. What's down here? Oh. Ah, yes. The special shop. This sells a couple of really expensive things. This is also really good. I can't remember what it does. I just remember it's good. But we'll have to be coming back here later when we can hold more chips. Because unfortunately right now we can only do a max of 50. This plot zone? Plot zone. Whoops. So yes, the game is a mixture of exploring this overworld and then doing shooter segments, both of which can be pretty difficult. However, I find the overworld to actually be fairly easy due to... I don't know what this room is. I actually don't remember. It's been a while since I played, about a couple years. The overworld segments are generally easier because you can avoid most of the enemies and just walk right by them. And the power-ups, the special abilities are generally better in the overworld. This one is... the Force Orb. It's a nice rapid fire. It's pretty good for all situations. Also, it makes the drums and the music cut out, which I love doing in different zones. Though it's not horribly strong, but it can fire really fast. Like, it's just a little stronger than your main gun. The red lander, though, is really, really important. This is probably one of the best items in the game because it gives you more chips, which this interesting thing happens. So it's another thing that chips are tied to. It's your main gun. If you have at various increments of chip amount, your gun upgrades. So it creates this sort of dilemma of, do I want to use my chips on special weapons? Do I want to use them in the shop? Do I want to use them here, or there, or anywhere? Or do I want to just keep this nice upgraded gun? And we came back here just to pick up another power-up, which is going to make the next level way easy. Which, speaking of the next level, observant people will notice that we've made a full lap around the central sector. So, let's move on to Sector 1. I believe that's what this is called. It's called Sector 0. Area 0. There we go. Oh, it's right down there too. Yeah, the game also does a nice thing where it gives you coordinates. So, I think that comes into play later because somebody actually talks to you in coordinates. They're just everywhere. But Sector 1 is over here. Area 1. Whatever. And it's also the only place that doesn't have a key if you couldn't figure it out. However, right when we go in, it's our first corridor, which we actually can't ignore because in order to get into Area 1, we need a key. But this is one of the things I was talking about, a seal. However, this one's very easy to break open. You just need to shoot it a ton. I really like this transformation sequence, because it's just like, this is how your weird cyborg lady turns into a ship. So, Corridor 1, while not particularly hard, isn't overly easy either. And I am actually foolish and came in here with 0 chips because I bought that new weapon. So I hope I get some chip pickups. Some of the enemies of note here are these piranha dudes, which sort of do a weird chase at you when they get horizontal. Manta rays, which come down and dive, and the seahorses, which dash at you vertically. Should be able to handle all these enemies, and there we go. I got my chips. So now we just kind of wreck everything in here. I don't think the game actually intends for you to explore the entire base zone when you first start it up. I'm gonna do anyway because they're free power-ups and they make the first zone or 2 easy. That pickup that we got before, the sort of tank-looking thing, gives us a full restore. I think it gives you a lot of health and a lot of chips. And then I like when they start throwing in this enemy here, which you kind of have to stay under to destroy the little homing prawns that shoots out. And then they start throwing in more enemies that sort of chase you if you stay in one location. So yeah, they know what they're doing. They didn't just throw stuff together. However, I do feel like some levels have a lot of downtime like this, just like, you know, we made a leveling mechanic based on points, so we kind of got to keep throwing enemies at them. A good way to deal with the piranhas, though, is to just dash forward and get them all to start moving. Don't let them group up too much, because then you start having issues. These guys are never really an issue if you just get below them. I'm gonna save all my chips for the boss, however, because he has an annoying aspect to him, and chip attacks make that way easier. Oh, also I think you can shoot... Yeah, you can shoot this multi-directional in the ship, so that's why that's really good. Oh no, I powered down my gun in my foolishness of showing stuff off. What a goober I am. It's just like, you have a life bar, you can take a few hits. We don't care. So when stuff starts to slow down, That's when the boss is coming. I'm gonna have to cut in there for a second because our new weapon is really good for this boss. I was gonna say much gooder. Caught myself and then said it anyway, so who cares? So he launches those homing prawns, which are really, really annoying and can kind of overwhelm you. Which is a good thing that this new weapon is homing spheres. It'll take out the prawns for us and allows us to, you know, stay on them. If you don't have this, you just want to sort of go up, go down, go underneath, get a few shots off, but it makes the fight take forever. And it goes way faster with the homing. And we get the key that we needed. On top of the key, doing corridors will generally give you a power-up, which is useful. It gives us this, which sort of looks similar. We might have seen this in a shop. And what this is sort of it spins and just goes forward very slowly. This is super useful for some big bosses, which we might see next time. Because now we're officially done with Sector 0. And next time we'll do Area 1. I'm just going to keep flopping between those two terms. But yeah, I'll see you next time.